Hello, my name is Megan Robinson.
I'm Melyssa Clare.
And today we're talking about scaffolding Spanish students in language production. So scaffolding, what is it? Scaffolding is a central concept in education. It started in the 1970s and it's defined as a process that enables a child or novice to solve a problem, carry out a task, or achieve a goal which would otherwise be beyond their usual reach in unassisted efforts.
In this virtual professional development session, we will discuss scaffolding in the second language classroom. We will discuss techniques such as providing models, providing time for thinking and rehearsing, breaking a task down into smaller steps, providing opportunities for revision, and providing tools for planning and organizing. Examples of these tools include graphic organizers and concept maps.
Perfect. So we're going to start with providing models. When we're in the language classroom, it's really important to model body language. For example, if I was giving students a command to write something or standing up, giving those types of cues, providing visuals, having pictures on a PowerPoint presentation or drawing on the board, or just having cards that you can show, providing interactive examples. So starting with an example pre-made that the teacher uses to explain, and then having students interact with you as you make examples together. It's very important to speak clearly at a moderate pace. You don't want to speak too quickly or too slowly, as you can confuse or bore students.
Also, you want to be sure to provide time for thinking and rehearsing. For example, you want to give students extra time to produce their responses. In a second language, it takes longer for students to comprehend what you said and then comprehend what they're going to say back. And never turn a student's idea down, rather help them revise it. So if a student does give you an answer back and it's just not quite grammatically correct, just nicely revise it. As well, to give students time to experiment, revise, and repeat the language they are attempting to produce. This really goes with giving students an opportunity to work with the language. You may teach a concept, but you need to give them time to actually practice using it, and always give positive feedback and encourage the use of verbal language in the classroom.
Breaking things down into smaller steps is super important, especially in a second language learning atmosphere, such as in the Spanish classroom. We always want to think about chunking. Miller's magical number is a concept used in language curriculum a lot. It's the idea that students can only absorb 5 to 9 new words or concepts at a time, or those be conjugations of a verb or new vocabulary words, etc. So it's really important to only expect small improvements, and then it's also important to always be checking for student understanding. This can be as simple as giving a thumbs up. Does everyone understand? In your target language, of course. It's very important to be sensitive to the varying levels of your language learners at this stage, because students will acquire language at different rates. So you're going to have students that are a little bit slower in attaining language. They're going to be struggling a little bit. You're going to have students that get it, want to move on. So you need to give students that are struggling to have extra support so that they can still complete the objectives of the task. And for students that are excelling, you want to take away all of the support and challenge them. So you want to find that balance between support and challenge for each individual student.
Providing opportunities for revision. So Krashen says every student has a monitor. When you're speaking, you correct yourself automatically, or when you're writing, you erase something and you correct it. And promote in the moment peer review in small groups of oral production practice. Getting students to work in groups. They'll monitor each other and they work together, and they also get to practice speaking. Giving students opportunities to revise their language. Have students hand in a project. You mark it, make corrections, give comments, and hand it back to them, and have them go over it and make their own corrections, so they're monitoring their own learning, and then give them the opportunity to hand it in again.
Providing tools for planning and organization. This goes back to graphic organizers. This example is a graphic word organizer. This could be used at a more basic level when you're teaching vocabulary. You got like storyline graphic organizers. If your students are writing stories, it really depends on the activity that you want your students to do. Also have timelines, webbing, and flowcharts, like a family tree, for example, if you're teaching family vocabulary.
And just a final point here.
Scaffolding aids students' learning by providing supports to excel the students' knowledge, and it allows them to reach the objectives.
And references here, information references, and just a thanks. And this is where you could contact us if you want more information on our scaffolding.